Hello, everyone. It's the end of another week at City Hall, and there's a few things I'd like to go over with you before we approach the coming week. First, leaf pickup continues in the city, and this coming week, our city crews will be out in the LaSalle area on the Niagara Falls Boulevard side from 56th through 104th Street. For those in the city who have already put their leaves out, and the city wasn't in that area then, the city crews will be back around once they've completed the schedule. They'll come back around to take a look through the city to pick up those areas that you may have left out into the street. So don't worry, they'll be back around. Two things, scheduling permitting and weather permitting, but they are scheduled to come back. Again, we are continuing to take HEAP applications at the John Duke Center. You'll have to call for an appointment at 286-4859, 286-4859. Every Friday, there will be someone there between the hours of 10 and 12, so please call that number, schedule an appointment, and then if you need some assistance in filing that application, someone will be there to help you with that, especially now the days have been getting colder, so if you're in need of that kind of assistance, please make sure that you get over there. Make that call first, make the appointment, and get over to see everyone. About a year ago, we had concluded the weekly phone calls that we were having with regard to the coronavirus. And just this past a week ago today, they're starting up again. That's because we find ourselves back in a place where hospitals are starting to become swelled with people who are COVID positive. We are also starting to see more and more people who are symptomatic. So I think this is an important time for me to remind everyone that the public health issues haven't gone away. As a matter of fact, the holidays seem to generate more opportunities for more people to be together in those types of settings that could result in the spread of the virus. Remember, many people could be positive without even having any symptoms. So there's a couple things we can do to really sort of tamp this down. One is to remember the public health requirements that we were talking about for most of 2020. Washing your hands, wearing a face covering, and maintaining social distance when you're in large areas so that you're not on top of and in close quarters. The other thing, too, that I think now we can take a look at, I certainly appreciate that there were those when the vaccines first came out that didn't seem comfortable taking or having the vaccine. Some thought that it was rushed, and some thought that not enough was known about the after effects. We've now got nearly a year of this vaccine under our belt, and folks have been walking around our community, people you know, and you can see that they have received the vaccine, and there aren't any unusual, peculiar, or other troubling side effects from it. Now, the vaccine doesn't make you bulletproof. I don't want to suggest that. But what the vaccine will do is it will assist in the event you find yourself in a situation where you start to get or feel as though you might be exhibiting symptoms. It's been pretty clear that the vaccine has provided some protection so that the symptoms become less severe, and you find yourself being able to come out of that condition a lot faster. So I think what I'm inviting everyone to do, we all have members of our larger family who may be on the fence, may resist. Certainly I'm not asking you to get into arguments with family members, but what I am asking you to do is try to have that conversation with those who you may know, family or friends, who have not been vaccinated, to get them to realize that it's one of the only things that we can now do in conjunction with the other public health items. It's one of the things that we can do to really help curve this back into the right direction. The numbers are going in the wrong direction. Hospitals, the call that I had earlier this morning was about hospital capacity, the fact that we're back in that place where some hospitals can no longer take patients, the idea that some elective surgeries are going to be rescheduled and postponed. Those were things that were very, very traumatic for so many people, and it seems difficult for us to have to go back to that place. So let's try to make sure that we take care of the public health requirements, each one of us having some responsibility, not just to ourselves, but also to our family and to our friends, and try to get the rate of vaccination up in our community. So it's up to all of us. I can certainly make this pitch to the city at large, but each one of you in your groups, families, among your friends, those social groups that you have, try to convince the people who haven't had a vaccine that especially if you're a person who has, obviously you're a standing example of how there's no adverse effects to it. So please do your best and help out to try and get people to consider doing that. We continue to advance, and yesterday I had the pleasure of meeting with the Niagara Falls Board of Education on our proposed Centennial Park. We have had a number of individuals interested in learning more about it. We're pretty excited about the opportunity to once again not just cater to tourists, but also to the locals. Bring something downtown that locals can enjoy. So please stay tuned for more information about the Centennial Park. We hope to have some exciting announcements in the first quarter of 2022. The holidays are coming, and so again, as I indicated a few minutes earlier, we're going to get together a lot more. It's just the nature of things. So I'm going to ask you to please be mindful and smart. Do your best to make sure that you stay safe and healthy. You don't want to find yourself being in the same place that so many of us were in last Christmas and the holiday season, where we were unable to enjoy one another's company. It's really going to be dependent on all of us doing the right thing in order to be able to enjoy the holidays as we always have. There continue to be functions down on Old Fall Street, Jingle Falls, and some of the gingerbread decorating contest. So there's a number of things going on. Please check the postings at the Discovery Niagara, as well as the city's webpage for further information. I know the folks at Destination Niagara are doing all that they can to try and make sure that they promote as much of the activity downtown as possible. So please, if you would like to enjoy yourself or have some fun time with your families, please go on downtown and enjoy yourself. As I do each week, I'm asking you to please, as you go out and about in the community, please be safe and be healthy, and I look forward to talking to you again next week.